Welcome back. So this time I'm going to show you how I go about making this ball in a bowl that I do. Now there are many setups, complicated setups that you can do to accomplish this. By now you probably know that I seek the most simpler way and fastest way to get the job done and move on to the next job for a client or video or whatever it is. So you'll see how I go about this. It's a little bit of off-center turning, but we'll get to that. Now most ball-in-a-ball versions that I've seen usually have the bottom one, the crooked one. So on the top, if you put it on a table, the inside bowl would be flat and the bottom one would be crooked, and that doesn't look right. You know, when you put the ball on a table, it just have to look this one as the regular ball. So what I like to do is just turn this classic shape with the foot, and then the rest of it you'll see as we go in the video. The blank here is a piece of pear. Just how much is diameter? Diameter is 5.5 inches, so that's around 135 mil roughly. And I forgot to say, on bowls like this I usually paint the inside, so it's like a painted outside bowl within the bowl, if that makes sense. So it just sticks out a little bit better. This is some sort of a lacquer, but we're going to use a milk paint on this one. So as always, first step is just to put it in a tenon, in a chuck, sorry, and it is a little bit out of round, but not by much. And I'm going to make a recess here at the top. Doesn't have to be much, and I just screw up just lightly. So with this kind of lip inside where you expand the jaws, just have to have a nice clean surface and slightly dovetail. And I'll just expand the jaws. That's it. Okay, now first step is just to true it up, and for that I'm using spindle gouge. I always start with the tenon first. True everything up. Whenever I work with pear, I always like to go a bit slower because I enjoy working with it. It's just beautiful wood to work. A nice shear cut. Now this top part doesn't concern me, but this one does. So usually, why I have the ridges here, usually I would have the handle up against my hips and move my entire body around the bowl. But here the camera is in the way, so I can't move as fluent as I would like, but this is why I have the scrapers or other means to finesse the curve. I'll just reshape the burr on the scraper. Now that feels much better. Just to see if there are any hidden cracks, splits, whatever. So that's the scraper flat, and that's the really nice surface. So that I won't even shear scrape it. So just make a little angle because these jaws from Record Power has this little bird's beak lip inside, and that does want to damage the foot. So what I do is just slightly taper it, and it mostly holds by the top here. Now I can finish the bottom. Little decoration. Knock this sharp point, and this is ready for sanding. Okay, so that's a few minutes sanding. Everything is nice and lovely. Okay, so now the tenon just go into chuck, and it won't leave any mark because it's just the right size. So that's clamped down, and you can't see any marks of the chuck. What I want to do is just screw this out, and I want to screw up the inside. Just screw it up, nothing more. So a little bit more. So now what I've done is just screw up the inside. It's nothing special, just make it even thickness here. Now at this stage what I'm going to do is make this lip, so that will be the top, the rim of our bottom bowl. And depends on the size and the thickness you have. You want to maybe make it more obvious, the slope on the inner bowl. That's personal preference, but what I'm going to do is just above this fullness of the curve, so that will be around here. Can make a mark, and this now part will get shaped, and this will be where the rim of our bottom bowl will be. So for this I like to use ball gouge for roughly for the rough work, and then use the spindle gouge to make it nice and clean, because you don't want to sand this part too much. A little bit is okay, but not too much. So, and make yourself here on the halfway line, approximately. Doesn't have to be like exact, because the inner ball could be smaller. It doesn't, you know, it's not determined that the both of the balls are the same. So I'll stop just shy of the line, so that's pretty good cut. I can even finish it with the ball gouge as well, so now for this detail I use a spindle gouge. Now I can sand this part a little bit, and then we'll focus on the inside. Okay, so this is now after sanding, and I totally forgot of the paint. So I just apply the milk paint and let it dry, and we'll move to the hollowing. Okay, so I've mixed barn red milk paint, and now just brush it on. I protected this rim here with electrical tape. Just put a little bit of masking tape over here, just if it when I spin it, because I want the brush marks when I spin it, so it doesn't splatter all over. So I'm just spreading it evenly all the way around. Now you don't have to turn the lathe on. If you don't like that look, you can leave it. I even might leave it as it is now. I'll turn the lathe on slowly, so the wind around the ball will dry it a little bit quicker. So let it sit for a little bit more. You can see how nice matte appearance it has. I'll just remove the tape. I will have to do a little bit of cleanup here in the corner. Okay, that's looking quite nice. Nice crisp line. Okay, now I just want to finish hollowing, and what I need to do is have this wall thickness even, so I can check it with my calipers or my fingers. So here I am at 7 mil at the middle, I'm 6 mil, and at the top I'm 6.5. So pretty close, just nice little pass more, and before that I'll sharpen the gouge and make one last pass through here, and then finish hollowing the rest of it. You know, I sharpen the gouge, and nice and steady. Okay, so that's all nicely done. So we have a nice bottom bowl, and we have enough height here to make a slope that we want on this part. So I'll just grab a bowl that this will fit in as a jam chuck, and we'll proceed from there. So I have here a non-slip cloth. The bowl just go inside, and I think that will be it. And for the tailstock I just have this little piece of wood that fits over, and again non-slip cloth, and you just jam it inside. Just want to bring it a bit closer. Like I said, I like to do things as simple as I can. Just want to trim this excess. Okay, so now we can manipulate the slope of the top bowl whatever angle we will like. I like it to be more prominent, so I'll probably go something like so. So here I'll be quite low, and then here will be quite high, maybe a bit, just a little bit less, like so. Bowl gouge, and just take your time. You can stop and check, see if you want to maybe adjust. And to me that's just a little bit more, because I haven't touched this part yet. So go down. And just sand this part, and what I like to do is sand the edges so they're not sharp. Okay, and we can take it out. Now usually I don't like to use this brand of non-slip cloth, because it does like to leave a mark, and you can see here when I squeeze it, it's like it's wet, you know, and on the inside as well. But nevertheless, I can sand that, and you can see the. So I'll just sand this part by hand, and we'll oil it, and I'll show you the end results in a minute. Okay, so this had time to soak in the oil, and really nice. So really nice pair speckle here, and stains and everything, so looks really nice, and on the inside as well. And you can see now how this looks. If you fill it with walnuts, or I don't know, pistachio, and you serve it, it's quite unique way to present to your friends. And why did you bring two bowls? And once they realize it's one bowl, it's kind of neat. So